Let's pretend, just for purposes of this conversation, that we're talking about Anthony Volpe. You get into the office and you realize that you have a major problem because you've been trotting out a shortstop who is, forget average. Average you'd kill for. Anthony Volpe is so below average that the people above average are thanking him because it gives a perfect frame of reference for what it is to be above average. Frankly, the average shortstops are looking at Volpe and saying, oh, bless you, my friend, because I look even better to my team. When you rank all of the everyday players, all of the everyday shortstops, just rank however you want to, whatever website you want to use, Volpe is clearly at the bottom. Hard stop. So you get into the office in your meeting and you're saying to yourself, all right, he's in the middle of another one of those slumps. He's like 1 for 28 in his last 29 plate appearances. It was only August 1st, so that's already 25 days ago, where he had a 4-hit game, and since then he's batting 121, 1 home run, 4 walks, 19 strikeouts. Basically just stinks. The good news is he's a Gold Glove defender, so when you're having the conversation at 11 a.m., you say, hey, he's a light-hitting shortstop, but my God, can he pick it? And then you realize, wait a minute, he's leading in errors too. So hold on. He can't field. He can't hit. He does have a cute picture as a fan of the Yankees. Does that count for anything? If we played all of the people who had cute baseball pictures when they were young and we just kept them, then the big leagues, forget expanding to 32, there would be infinity teams. I can find a cute picture of a kid playing baseball anytime, anywhere. That has nothing to do with whether or not that person deserves to be a big leaguer. What is it about Volpe that makes you think that he deserves the type of protection that the Yankees have given him? Because you get into the office at 11 a.m. and you say, wait a minute, why are we dying on this hill? What is it about Volpe? Is it our ego? And we'll talk this through. Do we not want to acknowledge the truth? Do we want to pretend that we know more than the media or the fans? And to do that, we have to go against reason. We have to go against emotion. We have to go against passion. We have to go pro us. I've had those conversations. It is a cold day in Hades when you have your 11 a.m. call and you realize that everyone else is right and you can't hide anymore and you've got to make a change. But there's a lot of steps that happen before then because you don't ever want to admit the media or the fans are right, ever. Because if you do, then why are you getting paid so much money? You can't have your owner think, oh, I could have anyone in there. Your average executive above replacement value is 0. I bet you didn't know that we've got executive above replacement stats within the executive rank because when we're negotiating contracts with the owner, we have to let him know, I don't know what you're thinking or what you're reading or what you're hearing from all the outside voices, but I am uniquely qualified to run your baseball organization or to be president of your team. My executive value above replacement is huge. And then you realize that you can't play him anymore. That you have to call the owner and say, hey, we're going to go talk to Booney when he gets in. We're going to go talk to our manager. We're going to sit him. We got to sit him. We got to give him a breather. And we're going to tell the media, don't worry, Hal, this is what we're going to do. We're going to tell the media that, hey, he's being very productive. And we're going to have Boone just sit there with a straight face and say, production comes in a lot of different ways. I think sometimes people want him because he's a shortstop with speed, like he's got to hit for a certain average and do certain things. There are productive offensive players that come in many shapes and forms. I don't see anywhere in Boone's quote that this type of production comes with incompetence and comes with games lost and comes with defensive miscues. I don't see that. Hold on, let me get the readers. Let me get the 1.75ers and make sure I'm not missing something about Volpe. He's shown a lot of flashes. I think the next thing for Anthony, though, is the consistency part and limiting some of the peaks and valleys. Wait, what's the date, Coca? Is it August 26th? The season's almost done. We're 5-6 done. We're not early late anymore. This is the middle part of late. We're not late, late. Late, late comes the last 2 weeks in September, but we are definitely early, late. And the Yankees made an acquisition. Remember at the trade deadline when they picked up Rosario and Caballero? Remember the first game when Caballero, you saw the back of his jersey because he let the ball go through? You remember that? Well, guess what? He's a way better solution. You play McMahon at third every day. You play Caballero at shortstop. You can't play Volpe anymore. But there's levels. There's stages of grief. Denial is the biggest stage. As an executive, you can still have executive above replacement value and have denial as your modus operandi and be passionate about your denial. Acceptance, that's always a tough one. That's always a tough one because there's different levels of acceptance. Yeah, I accept the fact that this guy stinks. I accept it, but I will not accept the fact that he permanently stinks. I'm only going to accept the fact that he temporarily stinks, and we can take care of it by giving him a little breather. They didn't play him last night. The Yankees crushed the Nats, which, of course, is a huge accomplishment to beat the Nationals. Huge. But the good news is that Boone said that he's back in there Tuesday. But then he said, I plan on having him back in there. I love when managers say I, as though it's an I. I plan on having him back in there Tuesday and probably in there in some way, shape, or form tonight at some point. Hold on. Some way, shape, or form. This is a live show. You may not be watching it live, but I'm live. Let me look. Some way, shape, form. I'm looking at the box score, Coca. I'm looking. I don't see a way. Hold on. I don't see a shape. I'm looking for a form. Nope. I don't see a form. Volpe was not in there, and the Yankees beat the Nats 10-5. How about this for a shape or form tonight? How do you win a game? You show great signs of offense after that horrible series against Boston, or at least the first 3 out of 4, and then you bring Volpe back after winning 10-5. If you lost last night and Caballero stunk, then maybe bring him back and say, lesser of two evils. I see something. It's a peak coming out of our valley. I think you got to put Caballero back in right now.